everybody. Welcome to this late edition of Generally Irritable. You guys, I really want to be a morning person. Okay. I am desperately trying to be a morning person. I even wake up at like 5:30 just automatically. But now with the stupid daylight savings and it's still pitch black when I wake up, it makes me not want to get out of bed. How about you guys? Comment below if you think daylight savings is some stupid nonsense that we should get rid of. Okay? Some commie gobbledygook, as Norm Macdonald would say. I'm sure it has nothing to do with commies, but do you know there are 2 states in the union that don't recognize daylight savings? Arizona and Michigan. I thought it was only Arizona, but we just made friends recently with somebody from Michigan and they said Michigan doesn't do it either. You guys, welcome. Mr. Lord Reddick, are you ready to join us?
Sure.
Are you ready to join us? Hey, you guys, Lord Reddick is joining us again today. Wait, do you have to mute your microphone? Is that why I hear that echo? All right. All right, everybody. Welcome. Lord Reddick is joining me today. You guys, we just had to take a minute to to talk about this today. Wait, I gotta find on Twitter exactly where the tweet is, you guys. But did you know that saying Jesus is king is anti-Semitic? Christ is king, according to the one, the only Ben Shapiro, is anti-Semitic.
I was unaware of that.
So I'm curious. I mean, Jesus was Jewish. So if you're proclaiming that a Jewish person is your Lord and Savior, can it be anti-Semitic? Okay, so this is what we're going to explore for a little bit today because, again, this is absolutely stupid.
I made a question.
And part of the reason why I think it's so funny is because people like Ben Shapiro all the time say things like, facts don't care about your feelings. And yet, for the last several months, what we have seen from Ben Shapiro is that facts don't care about his feelings. And that his feelings apparently are more important than facts. So black people, it's not okay for black people to say that microaggressions and stuff like that are racism, right? He tells you, he tells us, he tells our the audience, his audience all the time that not everything is racist. Every thought you have is a KKK dream. Thank you to Stuber Gear for that little ditty. Anyway. Check out his show. What is it? It's not World According to Stu anymore. It's something like that. But anyway, Stu Bergier, he's great. Great show. Don't always agree with everything that he says, but he's got some really good insights and he's a great researcher. So you learn a lot. Anyway, Ben Shapiro tells his audience, tells people like us all the time, tells women, okay, that not everything is a microaggression. And we agree, right? Right, yeah. Lord Reddick? We're not running around, even if somebody says something that sounds misogynist or sounds racist, it may not really be that. It's somebody just trying to troll you or be a jerk or get you off your game, right? Like in poker, we call that putting someone on tilt. They're on tilt, right? They're off their game. They're just emotional. They're making decisions that are bad. Your goal as a poker player is to get the other players on tilt so that they're making stupid mistakes and you can take advantage of them. Okay. So that doesn't mean that what that person is saying, that doesn't mean they actually hate you or hate women or hate black people. They're just trying to get you on tilt.
Yeah. If you watch basketball players, they do this all the time.
Oh, smack talk.
Constant smack talk. UFC fighters too do a lot of it.
So if we know, I'm trying to pull up, Twitter. So I'm trying to do 2 things at once, you guys. And sometimes I can't walk and chew gum.
Oh, baby.
I can't walk and chew gum at the same time. So if Ben Shapiro says that we can't take microaggressions as and call them
Mhm.
microaggressions and whatever, how
Yeah.
come Jewish people get to call things anti-Semitic if people say something that hurts your feelings? Okay? Christ is king has nothing to do with you, Ben Shapiro. And even if somebody is saying it to annoy you,
Yeah.
that also is not anti-Semitic. I mean, that is calling people anti-Semitic is just like calling people racist. It is the same thing. It's
It's
one of the
literally the
worst.
same thing.
It is the same thing. It is the worst thing you can call a person, right? Because as a society, we have agreed, most of us, that skin color and genetics do not dictate your moral worth or your
Correct.
worth as a human being.
Yes.
And so for somebody to make something that simple and hate people for that, we generally agree as a society that that person is is pretty dumb, pretty dim. So help me understand why. And I'm going to pull up the Jeremy Boring tweet because it is epic. So Benjamin, entertain our guests here while I pull this up.
Um,
Tell them about how stupid this is.
I don't think it's stupid. I think it's sensitive. And the
Mm,
reason that that's such a like a problem is the people becoming sensitive now are normally pretty savage.
mm, yeah,
So,
keep that same energy.
correct. So now it's like when it's somebody else's thing, it's fine to be savage. Facts don't care about feelings.
Mm,
Harsh. They're being weak. Yada, yada, yada.
uh,
Now it's your thing. Now it's your people. And it's something that matters to you. So you have to keep the same metrics about that. And if you're not willing to do that, you're a hypocrite.
mm,
And it's unfortunate because I think um, what we're starting to see now that we have so much insight with these people who used to be like our leaders or
mm,
the guys in the movement, the
mhm.
Candace Owenses and the
Yep.
Shapiros and the Crowders. They're starting to become the news.
Yes.
We're starting to see behind the veil. And unfortunately, in many of these instances, they're not coming out white as doves in these deals. So, like, people were talking about Candace Owens. She's been a great, attack dog on certain issues that she's very well versed in. But that Nicole Arbor scenario with her, that looked like Maury Povich. Then they have the Crowder issue, and you see what happened with Crowder and Daily Wire and Candace Owens. And it starts to get messy again. And we're starting to see behind this veil of, as they call, big con. And I'm not saying that like it's a derogatory thing, but these are the biggest people in the conservative movement. And we're starting to see things that maybe aren't as, what's the word I'm looking for here? Endearing.
Mm,
We're starting to see the cracks. We're starting to see the differences in personality and the differences in the way of doing business and having different reasons to maybe like or dislike some of these individuals. That's why they say never meet your heroes.
oh, yeah. Isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
Well, and I think this is what's so funny. And I'm having a hard, there's so much stuff posted and he's tagged in so much. I'm not going to lie, you guys. I'm having a little bit of a hard time finding the exact tweet that we read we were watching another YouTuber and I didn't even hear about this except for this other YouTuber's video.
Mm.
And so now it's just like there's so much crap on his page and he posts so much that it's like buried. I've been scrolling for 5 minutes. Oh, okay, I found it. March 25th. Okay, yeah, this long diatribe. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna share the screen.
Oh, I gotta get out of this
Oh, what did you do? There we go. Okay, so let's see. I don't know if you guys can see it. Okay, How is saying Christ is king anti-Semitic? Okay, then Jeremy Boring goes into this long, look at this. Look at how long this tweet is. Okay. And the gist of it is, if you say it with ill intent, that's what makes it anti-Semitic. The same way, this is what he says, the same way anything becomes anti-Semitic when it is used for the purpose of expressing anti-Semitism.
This sounds
Okay,
like some
how did
Ibram Kendi.
that's what, oh my God, how is this different than Ibram Kendi, or whatever
yeah.
the Henry, whatever his name is? I almost said
Ibram Kendi.
yeah, his name is Henry George or Henry
Oh,
something.
yeah.
He's got a very like
Gotcha.
normal American name for an old man, but that's beside the point. Okay, I'm sorry you're embarrassed about your name. Your name is Henry. Whatever. Oh, I'm black. I'm gonna give myself a black name. Anyway, whatever. Okay. Ibram Kendi, remember that debate or that interview that he was in where he was like, racism is any system that perpetuates racism or some crap like that. That is literally the same thing. You can't define a word with the word. Okay? It doesn't work that way. That means I could say that carrier pigeon is ugly. And because maybe you're Jewish and you have a carrier pigeon, and I'm saying it because I don't like you. That means literally anything I say can be skewed as anti-Semitism if you want it to. What am I missing?
If I don't like it.
If I don't, that's how we decide. If I don't like it and it hurts my feelings, that means it's anti-Semitic. Ben, Jeremy, how are you any different than Ibram Kendi or any of the or Joy Reid or any of these other race baiters?
No, but this is different.
Okay,
That's
tell me.
not what Jeremy Boring is saying.
Okay.
He says, how does show become a murder weapon? No, go back.
Go back. Okay.
He says, how does the show become a murder weapon?
When it's used to murder
someone. Saying Christ is king is not innately anti-Semitic. It's all about how a thing is used. Eat some cornbread is not racist, right?
Right.
If I start using it to expose by black commentators I don't like, it is taken on, well, if you are using, so what he's saying here is not inherently wrong.
Yeah,
the
but
problem is who gets to determine what you meant when you said it.
Correct.
That's the question.
Also, some of the examples, like he reposted, somebody put Christ is king, you like, okay, well, that's anti-Semitic.
Yeah, sure.
Because you added the extra descriptors.
No, that's not why. It's because the extra descriptors told me what you were thinking. But if I don't tell you what I'm thinking, I don't know how you know that it's racist or anti-Semitic. This isn't anti-Semitic.
Also, maybe they're just trying to evangelize you.
Or here's the other thing. As we talked about with the basketball players, people will say things just to make you mad. It's the internet. They troll people.
Bruh,
no. Here's the thing.
Okay.
Conservatives have frequently benefited from being on the side of the people who are trolling.
Correct.
Because normally the people on the other side are saying things that are tremendously emotional.
And they're easily triggered.
And they're easily trolled because they're not using logic.
Correct.
They're using emotion.
Correct.
Ben Shapiro being so close to the Israel-Jewish issue means he's going to be sensitive to those issues.
Dude is just like,
you are ripe
out.
For trolling. The trolling time is nigh. It is gonna go bad for you. And if you continue to react to it, they're gonna smell blood in the water and the sharks are gonna frenzy.
Well, and this is another one of those conversations that you're not allowed to have. Right. This is what is it? The third rail or fourth rail or whatever you're not supposed to talk about. Pretty sure Candace Owens now. I am no defender of Candace Owens. Okay. I want to make sure that is really clear. Now I'm going to keep my personal opinions about her out of this conversation right now, but love her or hate her. Okay. Candace Owens seemingly got fired for just asking questions and trying to be reasonable on the debate of what is anti-Semitism, what is right for Israel, what should our relationship look like, what does that mean, all of these things. This is another one of those conversations that you are not even allowed to have,
Mhm.
because if you do, you get canceled. And so what does that tell me? If I talk about trans stuff and I'm going to get booted and canceled, or I talk
Mhm.
about Jewish stuff, I'm going to get booted or canceled. Why? Why? Why is it unreasonable to say, I don't understand these things? Can
Mhm.
someone please explain this to me?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but once you start making things untouchable and
Yeah.
unsayable, you're in trouble. You're in big, big, dangerous trouble.
Well, I don't know if he's saying things are untouchable or can't be discussed. He's just saying now that it has been discussed, have they called to kick anybody off or stop anybody from talking? I haven't
I
heard
mean,
that.
Ben Shapiro
Yeah.
said that Candace Owens was
Mhm.
basically a dirtbag
Okay.
scumbag for just trying to understand and ask questions.
What I'm saying is that that's not calling for her censure.
I
That's
mean,
not saying you got to kick her off and deplatform her. He's saying he thinks that he doesn't like her. He thinks she's being disgusting for whatever she's asking or whatever he believes is behind the question.
and
But he's not saying that she can't ask those questions.
yeah.
So
And
there's
that's for those of you, some of this context, there was an interview that Candace did with a rabbi, who was telling her how these things are anti-Semitic because of feelings, right? So it was more of this,
mm,
something is anti-Semitic because of feelings. And she challenged that. She
yeah.
said, I'm black. I can't say everything is racist because that's stupid. How come you get to say everything is anti-Semitic because of your feelings, but I can't? Or more to the point, I think what she said was, I'm not going to do that and you shouldn't either, because it
Mm,
doesn't benefit the conversation and no one gets better. And so instead of having a conversation about legitimate Jew hatred in this country,
mhm, which exists.
mostly which exists mostly from the left, but that's another conversation. Instead of having that conversation, people are going to talk about how saying Christ is king is anti-Semitic. No, we have legitimate problems. We have legitimate race relations in this country, and we don't get to talk about it because the people are so sensitive that they're saying wild nonsense.
Mm, that's fair.
Bro, Christ is King is not anti-Semitic. I'm trying to
It's
remember
not.
exactly. Just really, you guys, go watch the interview with Candace Owens and
Yeah.
this rabbi.
Here's a further thing I want to say. When we bring things up, you should go watch
Yes,
the source.
do not take my word for granted.
You know, everybody has their biases. If Pete Buttigieg starts talking, I'm automatically going to think he's lying. Joe Biden starts talking, I'm automatically going to think somebody told him what to say. I understand that. I have to know that those biases exist for me. Um, so I'm letting you guys know that. If the federal government says they're here to help, I'm going to automatically assume that they're not, okay, or that
Mm,
they're going to hurt me in the long run.
mm-hmm.
That's These are my biases. So
Yeah,
we have ours too. Can we bring up things? Please go look those things up for yourself. You might have a different nuanced take than whatever we got. We're just trying to give you, this is what we've seen, this is what we think is important. Here's how we're seeing it.
yeah,
But yes, I do think that anytime you talk to Jewish people about Israel, you are running the risk of
yes,
them thinking something you're saying is going to be anti-Semitic. Whereas black people have been under fire pretty consistently for the last 4 to 5 years. So I think some people are less sensitive.
mm,
Um, and you got to remember, October 7th wasn't that long ago. So that's still fresh.
yeah,
That's reopened wounds from, you know, Germany, right? So
yep.
we're in some sensitive territory. But then again, were Jewish people, stepping lightly around George Floyd when that stuff happened?
Absolutely not.
We were out here raw, facts and feelings. So
So what? Annoyed Dragon, good morning. Good to see you as well. Welcome back. Uh, she says, we've definitely lost the ability as a country to have a good faith conversation. It's really sad, and that's why there's so much division. You're absolutely
Yes.
correct. You're
Yes.
absolutely correct. And here's the deal. I'm a Christian, and I'm like wicked Christian. I'm also like wicked, wicked. I don't want to say wicked religious. That's not what I mean. And when I say I'm wicked Christian, what I mean is I really love to dig into the history of our faith. I want to know exactly where it came from. I want to know where Jesus walked. I want to know where his disciples walked. I
Yeah.
love reading Acts and these other books that the first disciples were writing to the early Christians, the early churches where people are trying to figure it out. I love the history. So when I say I'm wicked Christian, that's what I mean. And as a person who is passionate about history,
Mm.
I have to be passionate about the Jewish faith. My Messiah was Jewish, okay? The whole first half of my Bible is from Judaism. It is the Old Testament is the Torah, pretty much,
So we are not
mostly,
anti-Semitic.
okay?
But that does not mean we think that everything Israel will ever do ever is right. That's not how that's not a reason. That would be like me saying I think anything and everything any pastor does is right. And we know
Correct.
that's wild.
We know. Oh
We
my
saw
God.
that work for the
I mean,
Catholic Church.
yeah, I was going to say, look at the Pope.
They're doing wild stuff. So that's not what that means. And you have to be willing to take a critique. And here's the thing. If you're a person who professionally critiques people, like that's what the Daily Wire does. They critique people. I don't know what to tell you.
And here's the other, I'll tell people, like, I'll straight up tell people when, like, I'm anti-war generally. I'm definitely not hawkish in foreign policy. I think for the most part, the United States should mind its own business, except for whereas necessary. I think we should disband NATO and the UN. I think they do more harm than good. I have lots and lots of opinions. Very libertarian when it comes to armed conflict. Okay. However, and I don't think we should be helping Ukraine, but I absolutely think we should be helping Israel. I absolutely
Mm,
think we should be giving them money and defending them. And why? Because that state, aside from all the foreign policy stuff that people will name, like, oh, it's a strategic democracy in the Middle East, blah, blah, blah. I don't even care about that. I'm a Christian. I want the
mm,
birthplace of my religion to be a place that I can still go.
mm.
I am an absolute hypocrite, okay? But I can admit it. I will 100%, I will tell you right now, I am 100% hypocrite. And it is because of my faith. If I wasn't a Christian, I would probably still want to defend Israel because it is the only democracy, strategic, blah, 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 blah. But that's not why. It's because I'm a Christian. But I
Mm.
will admit that to you. I'm not going to sit up here and lie to you and try to justify it and say, well,
Yeah.
I think and I'm so smart and because of blah, blah, blah. No, I'm full of crap. But these guys can't do that. They don't have enough
Yeah.
integrity to do that.
Yeah, there's times when we talk about the Second Amendment, and I did a lot of research on the Second Amendment and, well-regulated militia, and all the arguments pro and con. And I realized at the end of the day, I don't care. God-given right to defend myself
Mm.
against fools.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't matter what the
Against
Constitution says. Yes.
against fools, foreign and domestic. And if our Constitution said the opposite,
Wouldn't matter.
I would still think that I would think our Constitution was wrong.
Yeah.
And that I should have the right to carry a firearm and protect myself,
Correct. Yes.
as my hat implies. Is it
Hell
reversed?
no,
Am I mirrored?
No, you're good. It's
Can you
reading
read that one?
correctly.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Anyways.
Yeah, you guys. So definitely, you guys comment below. Comment below. Tell us what you think. Is all of this anti-Semitism talk a bunch of nonsense? And again, I'm not defending Hamas. I'm not defending
Oh, no.
Palestinians.
Oh, no.
I'm not even
I'm not in a-
defending Palestinians.
We are
Israel,
actually against terrorism.
Go
at
into
all.
Rafah and murder everybody you need to murder.
Let's be clear about that. You're on the internet. You can't just say that.
Oh, I
flat.
can't.
like that.
I can't.
No, you cannot. You will get taken
Oh,
down.
my bad.
If you
Hey,
listen, if
Israel,
you're,
I believe you have the right to defend yourself against enemies.
I
I
think
believe that you have the right to take care of any terrorist threats so that you don't have to continuously deal with your neighbors attacking you and trying to murder your civilians.
I think
If
yes,
if if if
terrorism.
any other country, again, okay, so it's okay for Ukraine to defend itself against Russia. I don't know, maybe this is that, maybe, you know what? Maybe the US government is being what's the word, consistent. Maybe they are being consistent, because if you think about it, we have terrorists in control of our southern border, and they don't think we should defend ourselves against them. Too
Yes.
much? Too much off
No,
topic?
no. I'm just thinking about it.
You guys, they don't want Israel to defend its own borders against terrorists who are trying to murder them. And the Biden administration equally also does not want us to defend ourselves from an invasion on our southern border. And you call it an invasion or not, but millions of people coming, and then the cartels basically being the Mexican government, actual murderous terrorists. And Joe Biden doesn't think we should do anything about that. We should just keep letting them
Yeah.
come here.
That's an entirely different conversation with what that guy said. That was wild.
Yeah. So hey, I guess maybe they are being consistent.
Yeah.
They hate the West.
Yeah. Appreciate you, Cole. Love you too. Peace
Uh
with you as well.
Peace with you.
It
Um
is.
he says zombie apocalypse, but they're people too. Oh my God. Get ready, y'all. Go to like My Patriot Supply. This is not sponsored. I don't even
At
know.
all.
I have not tried any of these. Go
But
get your prepper food, get you some water, get you a generator, because these fools are crazy.
ooh. Did you see I did not know this.
What's that?
The main concern about the Ukrainian invasion is taking away from what Putin is doing in Africa. He recently made a deal with Nigeria to take over its cobalt and gold resources.
Oh, shut up. I
Those
didn't know that.
resources we use for most of our tech, specifically cell phones. Here.
That makes
So check this
so
out.
much
So
sense.
check this out. Wait. Of course it makes sense. China's already there.
And
We're already
why
driving those
else
two
would
into
we?
the arms of one another. And and we have okay. This
Okay.
actually ties back into the Mexican president. Check this out.
Oh God.
So in
Oh.
his interview, he was talking about how he wasn't concerned about what Biden was going to do on the southern border. Please go watch this.
Oh
'cause
yeah, we
it'll
might
make you
cover
mad.
this on Thursday, you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. He was talking about how he was unconcerned because we rely on them and we're their biggest trading partner now because we can't manufacture here. And so if you think about what all these people are doing is they're utilizing the fact that America is not self-sufficient on energy
That's right.
and manufacturing. You know what's weird? It's almost like there was a guy was there's a guy who was talking about some of this stuff. Man, what was it?
Wasn't
Was it
he orange?
was it Ronald?
Was it what? Wasn't he orange?
Ronald Clump? I don't know. It was
Hmm.
some business guy.
Hmm.
And in addition to him, anybody who's a business owner in America understands what I'm saying. I've
That's
been
right.
saying forever, shop America or buy American first, go local, freaking buy at the local farmers market, which is we
Yep.
try to do. And I was told that
That's
that was racist
Buy
because
local.
was racist. This is why this stuff
It's
is
a
stupid.
dog. Remember the episode we were talking about dog whistles? Like what's
Yep.
an actual dog whistle that's a dog whistle? Yeah. Buy American or buy local is a
Yes.
dog whistle for racism.
Yeah. Here's the thing I've always had a problem with. Why can't we trade with other places out of mutual benefit, not out of need? Like we're dealing with people because we cannot do it ourselves.
We will not do it ourselves.
That is not a good position. It's not even a strong position. We should be trading because it's mutually beneficial. But hey, man, if this deal doesn't work out, I could move around and it's okay. I don't know how you're more secure relying on people who aren't really your allies.
Yeah.
They're not our allies.
Yeah. And that's Annoyed Dragons talking about the refineries. We are absolutely energy independent, but you are correct. There were refineries shut down. This is all part of the the Biden administration nonsense that they're trying to lie about
No,
and say, oh, we're doing more drilling than
yeah,
ever. Okay, well, then why did you interfere with all the leases? Why did you shut down the pipeline? Why are refineries not getting licenses to operate? Why are refineries shutting down? Oh, right, because there's no oil and gas to produce because y'all shut them down.
it's like, dude. And that's the thing when people talk about
But it's
electric energy. It's like if you want to talk about sustainable energy, I'm for that. If you can do it sustainably
mhm.
and not with toxic batteries, if
Well,
you
and
could
that's
figure out a way to do those things in a way that did not create non-recyclable waste, and we could do it in America, I'm
non-recyclable waste out of rare earth minerals that apparently we don't have an infinite supply of because they're called rare earth minerals
yeah,
and they're being mined by slave labor.
yeah,
Could we maybe?
yeah.
This is the thing. This is what's hold on. This is we're getting off topic. We came on
Yes.
here to talk about like
Supposed to be
whatever,
quick.
but this is what is so wild. I totally just lost my train of thought. I was about to just like say something that was gonna
Well, you
like
come back
murder
to it.
everyone.
I would say Nordrag is talking about one of the deals that Donald Trump made.
Mm,
And here's the thing, and I'm gonna be very clear. I don't know who I'm voting for. And I'm
mm,
not saying that Donald Trump definitely did everything right. Could say that. But I will say this. What he was saying made sense to me because our politicians should absolutely be America first. I don't know how you can not be America first. Now, because you're America first and we all share a planet with other people, obviously, there's certain things you want to do for the environment. You don't want
mm.
to pollute the water. You don't want to do a bunch of stupid stuff. But the fact that he was at least saying,
Yeah.
let's be, can we focus on taking care of our own people
Well,
first?
and that's
I'm with that.
what is so funny to me is that all of these right, left, and center. Okay, whether you're a crazy lib on the left, lefty, or you're a crazy right winger, like the Ben Shapiro's of the world.
He's not,
I
it's just,
remember I remember one time listening to Ben Shapiro talk about because we're giving him some shit today, you guys. And I'm a Daily Wire member. Just for the record, I've had a Daily Wire membership
mm,
since 2017, I'm
yeah,
pretty sure. So it's been a long time.
Ben Shapiro, it's been a long time. Nice.
Wait, what?
Ben and Ben. You,
Oh
well,
God,
well
that
done,
is
honey.
terrible. But he was like, "Oh, we don't even pollute anymore. All the pollution comes from China and India, and they're
Yeah.
terrible." And I'm obviously paraphrasing you guys, but he was basically saying how great we were for not polluting so much anymore, and how the pollutants are all coming from China and India. And I
Mm.
was like, that is the dumbest thing I have ever heard this guy say
I've
because
been to the local pond. I can tell you.
well, but
That
it's not just that. The reason that those places are still polluting is because we have offshored all of our manufacturing. All of that pollution is to produce goods for the American people.
some of it.
A
A lot
lot
of
of it.
it.
A
A
lot
lot
of
of
it.
it.
So we've offshored our pollution
Yeah.
to third world countries, communist third world countries, and then we wag our finger at them.
How dare you?
How dare you?
We need that soundbite.
Oh, bruh. Like, oh my God. You guys are such liars. Okay. So, first of all, the left wing doesn't get to act like they're all uppity because they don't want any of this stuff manufactured on our shores because they don't want any
Mhm.
of the pollution here. And the right wingers are all liars saying that we got better when all we did was offshore it. You guys, the, the uniparty. Okay, the uniparty is real. This is why people are like, "Oh, you're a
Yeah.
Republican and you blah blah blah." And I'm like, "No, bro. Vote Republican
Yeah.
because they tend to be more likely to keep their grubby little mitts out of my pocket." But as
Yes.
we've seen over the last, federally, they don't care whether you're a Republican or you're a Democrat. They are happy to reach their grubby little paws into your wallet and steal your money
Absolutely.
to send off to Vladimir Zelensky so he can jerk off with his friends.
I don't I don't know if he's doing all that,
Oh,
but
you
all right.
know he is. Millions and millions of dollars are just missing.
I know, but people don't know what you mean. You gotta like
Oh, no, I
explain what
mean
you mean when you
exactly
say
what I
jerk.
mean. I know, I mean exactly what I mean. Y'all can go back and look at his videos and see the stuff that he used to do when he was an actor.
He's a
Okay?
paragon of virtue.
Liars, the lot of them. Ugh. Okay. All right, you guys, we were going to keep this short. I thought this was going to be like 15 minutes. We always say it's going to be short and then we just get going and it's like an hour later.
Yep.
But we really have to go, you guys, because we've got another show. For those of you watching who don't know, we also help produce a show called Of the People with Robert Chernin. You can find it wherever you're watching right now: Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble. We're gonna go live at it's 11:45 Central, 12:45 Eastern. So go check it out. Robert Chernin, Of the People. I'm a co-host and I help produce. Lord Reddick also helps produce it. And we go for about an hour because we have a radio show. So again, that show goes on the radio in a couple stations in New Hampshire on Thursday mornings. So we then do an after hours. So we basically go live, record the radio show, and then we do an after hours that's only on Twitter and Rumble, the free speech platforms, where we really get into the juice, where we have a little bit more fun and we're a little bit more free to say whatever
Yeah.
it is exactly that we feel.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? What else? What else we
I
gotta
think
we
that's
gotta
it.
tell
We gotta
people?
go.
Come back on Thursday, y'all. Bye.
Thank you for participating. Shout out
Yes.
to who got in the chat. Colt Smith was active. Annoyed Dragon, as usual, dropping some
Yeah.
bombs in there.
Love
Appreciate you.
it. Love it. Annoyed Dragon, you have been an awesome addition to the viewership. I love your comments. I love what you're sharing. So keep it up. Come back and see us again.